What's going on, ladies? So I got an email from one of my subscribers and she says, in middle school, I had a girl who wanted to fight me and hated me and gave me dirty looks who I've never spoken to or shared a class with. I realized a lot of this is because I had a friend who played both sides and were friends with people who didn't like me and fed them info about me. I just don't understand you can have vitriol for a girl you've never met and has done no wrong to you. The bullying continued in college and in the workplace from women. I now can accept it's due to my looks because you can't justify it by nothing else. If you wrong someone, they'll openly let you know, and you would know that you wronged them. But all I get is judgment, infatuation, and dislike for no tangible reason. It's jealousy, and the beauty/self-care is the crime. Before I thought jealousy was the easy cop-out excuse for mistreatment. And my mother wasn't a looker, so she'd blame me for issues with other girls, even if it's bullying. She never experienced that because she was average looking. She couldn't relate. I am now able to accept that I am beautiful and that I have to navigate life differently, and that it's not arrogant to say this. With this, I can save myself and my beautiful daughter so much headache and heartache by identifying threats a lot easier and leaving the situation the first time I get the vibe or feel disrespect. Keep the videos coming, best Paula Warren. And I just wanted to highlight this woman's story because this is the story of my life. So I can totally relate to being the girl in school when I was in middle school and in high school who was being met with a lot of opposition from people who I didn't even know. Even in college, I want to say in college it got really bad because in college I had a friend who I didn't realize was playing both sides until I was about to cut her off. And she was a great actress. She played a role. When I tell you she played that role, honey. And I really had no clue that this girl was spilling my tea to our peers who I didn't even know. And that's something that you have to be so aware of, is that there are people around you who are masking themselves as your allies, as your friends, people who want the best for you, right? You would think your family would want the best for you. Wrong. Your mother, your aunt, your cousin, your hating sister, whoever, your grandmother, even if your grandma's a messy old hen, she could be spilling your tea to people who you don't even have direct contact with every day. Distant family relatives, people who know you only by Facebook or see you once every 4 years. Whatever the case is, you can't trust family. You also can't trust friends. And I think in school, it gets really messy. And like she said in her email, she had friends who played both sides. So most likely her friend had a friend who already didn't like her or who already had preconceived ideas about her. And the fact that her friend was friends with her enemy, it made it so that her enemy can get all the information and tea that she needed about what's going on in her life, what she's up to, what she's currently dealing with. It just makes your life a lot harder because you have snakes in your grass. You have informants, basically. When I was in college and I was dealing with this group of girls that I didn't want to be friends with anymore because they were just catty and fake to each other, and I could just tell it wasn't a genuine friendship. When I exited that friend group, I became public enemy because how dare you leave this friend group that's supposed to be tight-knit? You know all of our secrets. You know all of our tea. You know who we've been talking shit about. How dare you leave and run off with the information that you got in this friendship, right? But of course, when I left the group, what did they do? They started spreading rumors and lies about me to people, basically trying to hurt me before I could hurt them. And it got to a point where I had people who I didn't even know hating me, people who were underclassmen. So if I was a junior or a senior, there were freshmen and sophomores who had a problem with me, who when I would come into the caf or when I was walking to class, they would give me dirty looks, look me up and down. When I would come into the certain spaces, they would get quiet and start whispering to their friend. It was very isolating because you feel like your reputation, your character is being tarnished and you can't do anything about it. And people have made up their mind about you because you had friends who went and lied behind your back or who were feeding people information about you while you were in the friendship. And just like the game of telephone, as the messaging goes down the pipeline, people start embellishing, people start lying. So naturally, when you're being talked about a lot, the story is going to change as it goes down the line. And so it got to a point where I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be the villain, if I'm going to be the bad guy, if you bitches want to hate me, I'm going to give you a show. And that's when I really turned it up on people. And I started embodying the bad guy that they were trying to make me out to be. And that's when I really became untouchable, because I was walking in that power. You're believing rumors and lies because you want to believe them, because of what you see on the outside, because you see I'm beautiful, because you see I'm exotic, because you see that I stand out. You want to believe the lies that you're hearing. You want to believe the stories that you're hearing. You want to believe the rhetoric. So you run with it, and then you embellish it and lie and tell more and more people. And so it was sort of a blessing and a curse, but it definitely helped with character development. Looking back, I'm now better for it. I learned a lot about people, and I learned a lot about insecure women and threatened, jealous women and what they're capable of. I think I didn't realize before too that there are friends that you have who can definitely be detrimental to you depending on who they're friends with, because there are some people who are so vindictive that they might befriend your friend because they know that they might be able to get some tea on you, or they might be able to get the inside scoop on your life. Some people are very, very, very infatuated and fascinated by your life, so much so that they'll befriend your friend just to find out what's going on with you. And if your friend is stupid enough or is enjoying the attention that they're getting from other people to learn about you, they will absolutely exploit their friendship with you just so that they can feel like they're getting the inside scoop on you, because they know it's getting them attention, or they know it's getting them popularity points. Whatever they get out of being friends with you, they will continue to exploit if it means that they get something out of it. Even if it's as shallow as attention, more friends, being able to gossip with someone else about your life. You have to really be careful with people. And even if you have a best friend, that best friend doesn't need to know everything, because guess what? Your best friend has other friends. Your best friend has people around her that she talks to as well, often. And you don't know if these people are around just to learn about you, just to figure out what's going on in your life, just to find out the sauce and try to steal it. And you just have to be aware that there are people out there like this who will befriend other people just to find out the tea about someone. I also want to speak to her point where she mentioned that her own mother, wasn't helping her through her issues at school with other women because her mom wasn't that attractive. And she used to blame the issues that she was facing at school on her. And that is so common. I've gotten emails from you guys. I've gotten comments from you guys under videos where you say that your own mother didn't believe you when you said that you were being bullied. I can 1000% relate to that. I've spoken about this on my channel before. My own mother, when I came to her when I was getting bullied in middle school and in high school, she told me, maybe it's something you're doing. Maybe it's something you're doing. And then I later found out that she was going to her sister, which is my aunt, and telling her that I was actually the one bullying other little girls. And I just remember, like, it was so hurtful to me in the moment. But then I remembered who my mom is, and she's just a wicked witch. So it made sense that she would find a way to put my trauma back on me by trying to make me the perpetrator and make me the one who's the bully, because it fit her narrative that she was trying to spew about me to family members. It was very eye-opening to me that when you have a non-exotical mother, if you have an unambiguous mother, or a mother who's not attractive or who doesn't realize she's attractive, and is jealous of you, she's not going to validate your experiences. She's going to do the opposite, because it helps her own internal feelings about herself to not validate her beautiful daughter. It makes it so that you don't realize how amazing you are and how beautiful you are. And it also allows her to spew more negative and harmful rhetoric about you to people, that there's something wrong with you, you're not likable, people don't get along with you, you can't get along with other women. You know, it's a way for her to use it against you. So that's why I would encourage you all to not look to your unattractive mothers, or if she's not an exotical, or if she hasn't gone through what you've gone through, do not tell her about your experience with bullies. Do not confide in her with your pain that you're experiencing from being targeted by jealous, envious, threatened, and insecure women. She will not understand, because I have some news for you. She was probably most likely bullying bitches in her day. She does not understand what it's like to be you, to walk in your shoes, to have people isolate you in the workplace and in school, to have friends come around you just to learn information so that they can go tell it to other people. She doesn't know what it's like to have people who she's never even met hate on her, dislike her, spread rumors and lies about her, create smear campaigns against her. She cannot relate to your strife. So that's why this exotical space that we have on YouTube is so important, because there are so many young women, middle-aged women, even older women who don't even realize that they are keeping people around them like their mothers, like their toxic sisters, like their fake best friends, who they're confiding in and who are destroying them and their character and their reputation. Stop confiding in women who do not fuck with you for real, who can't relate, who don't know what it's like. Find spaces like the Exoticals community that will nurture your plight, that will nurture your pain, that will tell you what you need to hear, that will validate your experiences, because we are the only ones who can relate, and we are the only ones that know what you're going through. So ladies, drop down in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on this woman's story time. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share any of your stories that you have with me there. I'd love to highlight any of your experiences so that we can continue to build out this community and camaraderie and come together and help women who are going through these things, who don't have allies, who don't have people in their corner who are vouching for them and validating them. Have a lovely day, ladies.